guys believe it's already September? This year has flown by. Okay, so we got the YouTube side fixed up. Just give me 1 second to double check that we're in the right directory on Twitch. Yep. Cool. Cool. Hey, Red Blaze, what's going on? You got in at the right time. I just started. We just started for the night. I have to take the first couple of minutes to check stream health on YouTube and Twitch, because I dual stream, so I know you're coming in from the YouTube side, but I also have a Twitch audience as well, and so I have to make sure that I got pushed out all the right titles and descriptions and all that. Oh, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that. That actually means a lot. And I know it's random that you found me, but still. Okay. Hashtag Destiny 2. Hashtag discussion. So we do discussion topics on this channel as well. So we'll get that started in a little while, but we'll play for a bit. Okay. I think we're set. So last night, we finally beat that Exo challenge. The one with the platforms and the waves of enemies on both sides. The boss in the middle. I had not actually played that when Beyond Light came out, so that was my first time with it, and it took me way more tries than I care to admit. Exo challenge is easy. I don't. It probably was for you. I believe that. I completely misunderstood it. I thought that the percentage that goes down, that drops down when they're standing on the platform, I didn't realize that the percentage went down when they were standing on the platform. I thought the percentage just went down consistently, and so I wasn't trying to kill the mobs. I was just trying to kill the overload champions, and that was messing me up every time because I was running out of percentage. And it was really frustrating, and so I had to look it up, and I finally figured out that I had completely misinterpreted what to do. Once I figured that out, I think it took me 4, maybe 5 tries to do it. So let's see. We were doing Nightfalls last night, so I think we're gonna try to finish that up first. Yeah, we just got one more to do. So the Exo challenges, those rotate weekly, right? Okay. Any way I can join you? Um, are you on? I guess you could, yeah. Uh, I'm not gonna be on. I'm not gonna be on the mic for the in-game mic, just because I don't have the setup for it. I only have the mic for the stream. So yeah, I'm down to play with you if you want to join my fire team. Um, is your YouTube name the same as your in-game name? Here, let me back out of this so I can actually pay attention. Okay, all right, I'll invite you right now. Let's see. I haven't current gaming platform displays players across all platforms. Bungie friend invites. So I'm playing on Steam. Find a player via player search. Okay. Oh, can I type with the keyboard? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. So red blaze 1423. Oh, hashtag symbol. Did I read that wrong? Oh, there's no underscore. It's hashtag. Okay. Let's see. Do the capitals matter? Probably. Or is it underscore 142? I was just thinking it was underscore instead of a hashtag. So is it underscore 1423 hashtag something else? Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. So it's you actually have the 1423 and then the Bungie ID on top of that. So 5415. There you are. Okay. I haven't played since they. Well, I know they recently just did crossplay, but I haven't played up until about up until this last season came out a week ago. I had not played in like 9 months. Mine is 0520. Oh, Mayubi, you want to play too? Okay, so 05. So I'll add you as well. So Mayubi the Sloth. Hashtag 0520. Okay. Oh, the last time you were on was 2 years ago? Oh, it didn't let you join, huh? I mean, did it let you accept the friend request at least? Oh, there you are. See, I see you now. So here, let me try. I'll try to invite you to the fire team. Yeah, see, Mayubi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Mayubi the sloth. I saw your name pop up here for a second, and then did you go offline? I need to clear out this list. I have so many people here from just years and years ago. That a lot of these are actually going to be, a lot of these are actually going to be people I used to raid with in D1. Oh, okay. So you're on Xbox. Yeah. So we got Red Blaze is in, and now you're in. Cool. All right. So like I said, I'm not gonna be in the in-game chat, but if you guys keep the stream open, you guys will at least be able to hear me through that. Okay, so Mayubi, you've been playing. You've been playing, man. 1332. Red Blaze, you and I got some catching up to do. So I was gonna knock out this last Nightfall if that's okay with you guys. Okay, you're streaming from your phone. Okay. Yeah, or not streaming, but you're watching the stream from your phone. Yeah. Unless you're playing on you're playing Destiny through the Xbox Cloud or whatever. Okay, yeah, then you're I was like 1240 or something when I joined because I was whatever the I think hard cap was from season 12. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, I used to have a similar setup to that too. I used to keep the PS4 in the living room, and then I had the PC in the office. But now I actually have my PS5 and PC all in the office now. Um, okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and do the Nightfall if that's okay with you guys. So full disclosure, I do discussion topics on this channel. I haven't been streaming for very long, but I really only the last like 5 or 6 weeks. But I started this channel with the vision of playing games, playing lots of different games. Destiny just happens to be the game I'm playing right now because of the new season. But playing games and then also doing discussion topics. And obviously, since you guys are playing with me, I'll totally understand if you guys aren't able to type much in chat. That's totally cool. Um, but we do discussion topics mainly based around uh, religion, specifically Christianity, and I've been working through some um, just some common objections to Christianity this last week. So take what you will from that. If you guys want to listen, chat, whatever, that's cool with me. If you want to mute me, that's fine too. It's your preference. But I am glad you guys wanted to play. That's cool. Appreciate that. It's to be honest, it's been a while since I've had actual people to play with. Like I was in a clan back in year 1, but it kind of dissolved, and I pretty much have just been a solo player since then. But now that we got cross-platform, that should help, because I have some other friends that are Destiny addicts that we've been wanting to play together for a while, but he's on Xbox, and so I've always been on PlayStation or PC. You've been trying to figure out how to get higher over 1275, but it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, the soft cap is 1270, right? So I don't really know, like, beyond just doing the normal challenges and stuff, playing in the playlists, Crucible and Gambit. I don't know if you guys are Gambit fans or not. I'm not really anymore. I enjoyed it when it first came out for the first like month or two, like everybody else did, and then once people figured out all the broken weapons and stuff to use, it just stopped being fun. The armor cap is 1330, I think. Yeah, I think 1330 is that's the pinnacle cap this season, isn't it? There's the soft cap at 1270, and then the hard cap I think is 1320, and then the pinnacle is 1330. So it sounds like, Myobi, it sounds like you've already hit the pinnacle cap. So have you been raiding or doing trials or something?
Whatever's behind us must be underground.
I mean, I've been wanting to just level up so I can do more of the seasonal stuff. So are you guys mainly Destiny players, or do you guys play other games too? I'll try to keep my question asking down to a minimum, since it'll be annoying if you guys are trying to like play and answer all these questions at the same time. I'm not trying to interrogate you. Red, you say you play a lot. Okay. I'm assuming you mean you play a lot of games, or that could mean you play a lot of Destiny. It could one of those two things, or both. I play a lot of games, my bad. Yeah, no worries. Mainly Dead by Daylight. Okay. That's the I always get that one and is it Dying Light mixed up? Dead by Daylight's the one where you're the asymmetric like co-op horror game, right? Where you play as like either the one that hunts people down or the team of 3 or 4 that try to escape or whatever.
Taking energy is spiking. This is it.
So the Titan melee, I whiff constantly. I think I actually end up hitting someone maybe 30% of the time. But when you do hit them, it's really fun. Cool deal.
The Red Legion. It would explain how organized they've been. Without Oryx, I didn't think they could still, well, take.
Okay, so maybe you said for the past 4 weeks I've been playing this more than anything else. Yeah, that tends to be how it is for me with Destiny 2. Like when I get in it, I'm really in it, and I don't play anything else for like a month or two, and then I'll fall off of it because I'll do all the content, or it will just kind of get old, and then I'll move on to other stuff. My best skill is in COD, though I've been playing for years. Okay, so you're an FPS person. FPS through and through sounds like. I'm not good at COD. I haven't really enjoyed that in a lot of years. College, I played some in college. My buddies and I used to play. Um, in Modern Warfare, we'd play the that one bungalow map with just knives. We'd run around, just kill each other with just knives. All right, so there's so much to do, and I'm willing to take recommendations because if you have any suggestions for kind of optimal ways to level up, I'll take them. Um, Leveling has been quite slow so far. So I got the last Nightfall done. D1 beta veteran. All right. I didn't play the beta. I started about a month after it came out. So I've got these Umbral quests because I was just when I was playing solo, I was working through trying to get some of the fragments, but I'd actually prefer to do the new stuff. The only problem is that I don't have. They recommend having 1300 for this Hollow Coronation quest, and then um, the Shattered Realm to be 1290. So I'm still 15 under for that, which isn't impossible, but that's probably going to be frustrating. You want Red? You want to know yourself? Yeah, yeah. 2.5 2.5k hours in Destiny 1. I think I have like 5 or 600 or something like that. So what, Mayubi, you've leveled up. What's your recommendation for what we should do next? We're kind of stuck at Red and I are stuck at 1275. I mean, there's obviously so much stuff to do. I just don't really know, like, other than playing PvP. I mean, we could go for the Nightfall above 100k. I just don't think we have enough. I don't think we have enough high enough level to get the points for it. So we'll complete strikes using the same subclass element. So that's Pinnacle. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like we're going to hit the hard cap this week. That's a mission where you go in a room and it ends instantly in the start. Are you talking about the Shattered Realm one? I mean, some you can do 1290, but mainly 1320 is a guaranteed 100k if you don't die. Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I thought. I think I've tried to run at the heroic level or whatever it's called before, and it's hard to get the 100k. So if you don't mind, we could run through the strikes. If Red, have you already done your 3 strikes for the week? Is that going to net you anything? I'd rather pick something that will be productive for us rather than just me. Let's see what's available on Europa. Empire hunts. I'll pick up that ability. That's too high. The lost sector's too high. You don't know. the 1300 mission is right. Okay, then let's just go. Let's just jump into the strikes. I think just regular strikes we can bang out pretty fast. So it's Void Singe this week. So you gotta be Void. Okay, good. Okay, good. Then that means it'll be you and I are on the same page. Then we're both at 0 of 3, so we'll both make progress. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. All right, so technically you could do that step, but then I'm assuming whatever the next step in that quest is would be 1300 or higher, which would still be hard. Do I need to change my special to? No, your special weapon? No, the only thing the only thing you need to do is have the same subclass as the Singe for the week. It's Void Singe, so you just need to have one of the Void subclasses equipped for your Guardian, but it doesn't matter what weapons you have. Obviously, Void will help you do more damage, but... Speaking of which, I'm going to use this Lawrence driver. Lawrence driver. Because the sound effects are awesome. You're eating food. Hopefully it doesn't kick me. Okay. It's okay. We've all learned the art of playing Destiny and eating food at the same time. The thing in the top left in loadout. Yes, in the top. That's right. Yes. Oh yeah, no worry at all, man. Like that's what the community's here for, is to help out. Yeah. So in the top left, if you just look over at my stream real fast. So this is your choice of subclass. So you just, for the rule for the Vanguard strikes is you have to have the same subclass element, in this case Void, as whatever the Singe modifier is for that week. So this week it's Void. But within Void you can choose any of the codes, whatever these are called, the nodes. So I just inspected you and it looks good. You look good. So So, Mayubi, you said you were eating food, but you're way ahead of us, so you're putting us to shame yet again.
Fallen raiding party ahead. You don't seem thrilled about Navota's presence.
I won't appreciate yours either.
This might be the coolest sounding gun in all of Destiny. They really knocked it out of the park with that. The sound effects.
I'm reading dense hive signatures in a facility up ahead. I don't like this. It feels like a trap.
Then spoil their plans.
We're close now. She won't escape this time.
Let's see if there's an option for her anymore. Not with the brood doubting her. Expect the worst, Guardian. Navota has no choice but to defeat you.
Energy signature. That's her. That's Navota.
So, Mayubi, when you play on Xbox, or so when you play on PC, do you use a controller?
Guardian Town.
No, you use keyboard. Okay. I've tried. It's hard. I feel like the I feel like I'm bad enough where I need that aim assist help. Not so much for PvE, but whenever I play PvP, I just feel like I'm out of my league. Oh, that was fast. Nicely done.
Devota's play for power showed the danger of high logic, but also its flaws. You've proven that the path to victory comes only from the light.
We're happy to send the message, Commander.
Excellent work. Return to the tower.
And Red, I forget you. I think you may have said earlier, but what platform were you on? Oh, you're on PC. Okay. So just heads up, I'm going to start the discussion stuff in about 5 minutes or so. I usually stream till around midnight. Midnight Pacific time. Oh, everybody's favorite strike.
Safe has been compromised. A band of Fallen touched down on Nessus and they've raided a secondary crash site for the Exodus Black. She is a powerful ally and our foothold on this planetoid. We have to help.
I have no sensor reach in that direction, Captain. But their weapons have left a trail of arc pulses. Will you help me track them? I can feel them crawling around behind my eyes.
Ew.
I just
The Fallen left us another trail. We'll find them. sent that away.
Captain, may I speak with you privately?
Don't mind me and Zavala. We'll just...
Yeah, I cut the vanguard. Too many voices for me to focus. The fallen are wrecking the ship, scavenging my circuits for parts.
Stay close. I'll have those barriers down soon. This webbing on the floor looks like some kind of arc conductor. Probably best to keep arc energy away. Barrier down. Elsie, those shanks were using your circuits as arc weapons.
The fallen are worse than the K6.
Oh, he's okay.
How exactly?
Look, his ghost loves him.
Captain, have you located those fallen? Not pressing, but I can feel them. Ripping things out. Using circuits.
We've handled quite a few of them, actually. Guess they're not the ones we want. We'll keep looking. We're investigating new arc pulses now.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now? I'm back.
But I killed the bee. How did you do that?
I'm so glad I can hear myself in the deep again. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm the best, is how. I've helped so many guardians today. Let's go. Failsafe, how you holding up, buddy?
I hid from the best for centuries. You blew my cover. Now the fallen are inside my ship, tearing it apart. How do you think I'm doing?
Ghost, how you holding up, buddy?
Up to sea.
They took everything, didn't they? There's nothing left.
Cave unit, shut your modulator.
You... Guys, please. They're trying to kill us. What was that?
Nice.
System congestion has cleared. Diagnostic report suggests I have returned to a normal rate of function.
You should be. We've wiped
Prometheus Catalyst, huh?
Good work, guys. Okay, I've got Zavala mobilizing other teams to secure the ship behind you.
What is that? Like 3 years too late?
Hawthorne. So,
Okay, so we got one more, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the discussion topics. Topic. So, this week we've been going through our Tough Questions series. So, I guess the overarching topic title would be responses to objections against Christianity. And so far we've talked about what do we do about evil in the world. We've talked about, is Christianity the only way? We've talked about, what about hell? And then last night we talked about Christians and hypocrisy. Why do Christians seem hypocritical at times? So tonight we're going to be talking about personal autonomy. And the objection goes something like this. It's essentially, I want to live my life the way I want to live, and I don't want someone else to dictate it. And it's an objection to the idea that they don't want anybody, whether it be someone in authority, another human being, or even God, to make a rule book for them, and that they want to essentially live their life by their own rules. So we're going to kind of address that in stride, and there's four main responses to that, and they build on each other. So we'll take that step by step. So I think that objection, and just in fairness to someone that would offer that objection into accepting the Christian faith, is that there has probably been cases in that person's life where listening to an authority has burned them in some way, and sorry, I've completely forgot where we're supposed to go here. This way, okay, I'll follow you. Where someone's been burned by authority, and they just want to, and it could have been their parents, it could have been maybe someone from their school, like a teacher or principal, or a boss at work or whatever, and just, or even distrust of the government officials, whatever it is. It could be so many different things, but someone may have experienced a case or cases where they were burned by authority and just don't want to trust in, don't feel like they can trust in an authority in their life to tell them what is good for them and what is right or wrong for them to do. There's that sense of resistance that kind of pops up, a sense of defensiveness that pops up, understandably, if you were hurt by something. So that's kind of the basis. I think that's kind of where that comes from. In the people that I've talked to that offer that as an objection, that's essentially what I hear. There may be other reasons, and of course, if you have thoughts on that, feel free to raise them in the comments. But that's essentially the angle I'll be taking at it. And I keep reiterating this every stream, because we do a discussion every stream, is that I want there to be fairness as we look at each of these objections, and for there to be objectivity and cordiality as we discuss these things, because there's obviously going to be a lot of disagreement, and so that the main rule that I enforce on this channel is just that people speak kindly and speak. Ideally, you think before you speak kindly, and you engage graciously with the other people in the channel. I don't bar disagreement. I'm not going to ban you for disagreeing. That would be counterproductive to what I'm trying to do. So, all that to say that my desire is not to paint a straw man argument and then defeat the straw man and say that I won the day. Because number one, creating a straw man just doesn't help anybody, and number two, my purpose is not to win an argument. My purpose is to get us to engage in discussion. So that's the objection as I've heard it most commonly, is that I want to live my life the way I want to live, and I don't want anyone else to dictate it. So the first response to that is that it is the self-awareness problem. That we don't always know what is best for ourselves. And I think if we take an honest look at our life and the history of our decision making, that we'll be able to see that there have been plenty of times where we've made a decision purely voluntarily, without coercion, that was not the right call. Whether it be something that was a morally wrong choice, or something that was just unwise. There have been all kinds of times when we've made poor decisions voluntarily. So that's a piece of evidence against the idea that that we are the only sort. Sorry, I was plugging in my wife's phone and I just died. So if one of you guys can get me up, thank you. That we are the only, that our own decision making, our own process of decision making is always the best process of decision making, and that we always come to the right outcome in the decisions that we make. So that response in and of itself doesn't refute the objection. It just is something that we have to objectively recognize about ourselves if we're to, kind of follow the logic where it leads. So I think there's, honestly, I think if someone was unable to agree with me on that point, then I would say that, I would just say, well, I guess your life is perfect then, because you've never made a bad decision. You've never made the wrong call in your life. I don't think anybody can honestly say that. So, so assuming we're on common ground on that first response, then the second response is the obstacle of sin nature. So, as we've discussed many times so far on this channel, that one of the core tenets of Christianity is the idea that humankind is sinful, and that by nature we are broken and in need of help, and that we rebelled against God and are in a state of separation from Him, and only through His grace and His love did He provide us a way out, which is in the sacrifice of His Son, Jesus Christ. And so that the obstacle of sin nature is the idea that our brokenness keeps us from making good decisions all of the time, because we by nature tend towards making bad decisions, whether it be voluntary or coerced, especially when we coerce others or influence others to make bad decisions. Not all of us may be in a position in life where we're able to coerce people, and I hope you're not in a position to be able to coerce people to make bad decisions. That would not be good. But the point is that we're everyone is at a minimum capable of making bad decisions because of their sin nature, and everybody, or most people anyway, are able to influence others to making bad decisions. So whether it be out of your own volition or out of influence, sin nature is an obstacle to us being able to make good decisions. So there's something then that we need to do or have done for us that removes that obstacle, so that better decisions can be made and we have a more objective perspective through which to view our own behavior and our lifestyle and the decisions that we make and what we believe in. So that leads directly into the third response, which is the objective perspective, and that this response is the idea that God is an external. The God as us Christians understand it is an external, objective source of moral and good living. And not an external, is the only external source of good living, of moral and good living. So He is the only perfect lawgiver and the only being that can perfectly understand what is best for each of us. So before I get too deep into that idea, I do want to clarify, because this is a common misconception that comes up when we talk about God and morality, is the idea that some people will say, oh, well, I don't need God in order to know what's good or in order to do something that is good. And that's true. You do not arrive at the knowledge of good intrinsically by being a Christian. However, there's a difference between the epistemology, how you come to know what is good, and the source of good. What makes that thing objectively good or objectively bad? That is something that requires an objective source. And in Christian theology, we claim that that source is God. God who is perfectly loving, perfectly holy, just, righteous, and merciful. So we have an answer for that problem, because we have an objective source that we can rely on and who can guide us. So I'll pause real quick on the discussion for a second just so we can discuss what to do next here. So finish the 3 strikes. So I don't know if you guys are in the mood to do PvP, or if we'll do, I don't know if I am. I'll probably suck because I'm still getting used to using the PS5 controller. For whatever reason, my aim has been thrown off by it. So I'm really up for doing whatever you guys want to do. There's let's see. Yeah, so I don't know if there's anything more where you can really do with Vanguard. There is Gambit. I don't know how you guys feel about Gambit. There's Empire Hunts. So Red, you should have that should have been completed. So if you go to Vanguard, if you click on Vanguard and go to the strikes playlist, there shouldn't be a yellow this objective marker, challenges marker next to it, because you would have completed the three strikes, because you kept your void subclass on the whole time, right? Through all 3 strikes that we did. So if you did complete it, you should have gotten a engram. You should have gotten a reward for that. That would have bumped up your level a little bit. Yeah, you did. Okay, good. Good. So how do you feel about doing Gambit, maybe? Honestly, like I said, I'm open to whatever you guys feel like doing. I have a million things I could do, but I guess we could try doing this seasonal activity. What's the best way to initiate that? I did it once as part of the quest, but there's the Wayfinder's Compass. You need to go to the helm. Okay, alright, we'll go to the helm. I haven't really interacted with the seasonal stuff that much yet. I've just been trying to get the leveling out of the way, but I do have a bunch of Umbral Engrams to cash in at some point. I've got 6 of them to use. And I'm full on the currency, that parallax trajectory stuff. Hmm. I just realized I had some triumphs that I hadn't checked in, and so I wasn't getting those tier 2 umbrals. Just let me know whenever you guys are ready. I'm just gonna put a bunch of stuff in my vault real fast. Wait, how are you shooting? It's not letting me shoot here. Can you... Let me try that with a grenade launcher. Oh, I don't have ammo. Hmm. Alright, so what do you guys feel like doing? I guess I lean a little bit towards Gambit just because I know we can get the engrams from that still this week. Sorry, I'm in my Triumph page and claiming everything. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I was doing that too. What do I do with all this stuff I am claiming? You don't do anything with it. So when you click on it, if you completed a Triumph and you click on it to mark the completion, it just gives you it adds to your Triumph score. And occasionally there are some quests that require completion of a Triumph. So it may help with with moving a quest along, but for most Triumphs, it's basically just a badge of completion saying I did this cool thing. So Mayubi, you're saying that's all I can think of because I need completions. Okay, then let's Red Blaze. Just let me know when you're ready to go, and we'll jump in Gambit for a little bit. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we all do. I imagine Red probably does as well. I haven't done any Gambit yet this week. You think you're good? All right, I'll take us into Gambit then. Are either of you guys good with invading? I don't really have a good invasion loadout. Well, I guess if I use Lawrence Driver, I probably could if you guys aren't up for it. Okay, so I'm going to pick up where I left off with the discussion. So I think we're pretty close to wrapping it up. But the third response was objective perspective, and the idea was that God is the external objective source of moral and good living. So he's the only perfect lawgiver and the only being that can perfectly understand what is best for each of us. So by extension, that means that he's not comparable to another human being that may have burned us in the past. Politician, a teacher, a parent, a friend, that or a boss, whatever. Someone that had some sort of authority over us that was trying to create a rule book for us. Because human beings are sinful, because there's that obstacle to the obstacle of our sin nature, human beings are incapable of setting up perfect rule structures and living perfectly with other human beings. So that's where God comes in, that he is the source of what is good. He is our reference frame for what is good. Because anytime you ask the question, or you say, I'm doing a good thing, then you have to say, okay, good relative to what? What defines goodness? How do I know that this thing is good? And you might say, okay, well, it's from intuition, or that's because what people say is good. It's convention that thing is good. Well, why is it the convention? What makes it so that convention is better than some other convention? Or what if the convention changes? Then is the old thing good, or is the new thing good? So there's always a sense of relativism if you don't have an objective standard to weigh goodness against. And in Christian theology, the goodness standard is God, and so that is how we get our objective morality. So the fourth and final response is tied into that idea, and the title of that response is Gratitude, Not Rules. So one thing people frequently misunderstand when they think about Christianity is, and they think about the Bible and the various things that the Bible says, which we don't have time to go into tonight, but I'm happy to dive deeper in any particular topic on a different stream, is that they think, oh, okay, well, the Bible's just a big rule book, and I don't want to follow a bunch of rules, and I can live a good life without the Bible. And the problem with that statement is that, or that series of statements, I guess, is that's not what the Bible is. The Bible is more accurately portrayed as the God's love story with humanity. It's God's story of redemption, the redemption of humanity. So it started with our rebellion and choice to disobey and to fall away from him, and it concludes with God sending his Son to pay the price for our sins so that we could be saved and spend eternity with him. And that's what we call substitutionary atonement, that we sinned, we did something wrong, and someone else, namely Jesus, is paying the price for that sin. And that is a free gift. We don't have to earn that. It's not something that we even can earn, because the only way that we would be able to earn that is by being perfect, which would then, ironically, it would mean that we wouldn't need to have Jesus take our spot anyway, because we'd be perfect. But that we know that's impossible because of our sin nature. And we can, even if you don't like the concept or not convinced of the concept of sin nature, you can just look at your life and see and look at other people's lives and see that people make mistakes all the time. We do what is wrong all the time. And so without getting too jargony with that phrase sin nature, we can see that practically speaking all the time. So the idea of the response, gratitude, not rules, is that the Bible's not primarily a rule book. It is primarily a story of redemption. And in it, there are various commandments that God gives in order to live righteous lives. But we only do that out of a sense of gratitude and desire to be more like God. Because if you've been following the logic, God is perfect. Therefore, why would you not want to follow in the footsteps of a perfect being, right? He's given that perfect law, and there's no reason to do anything other than follow his commandments. Objectively speaking, we have all kinds of selfish or subjective reasons for not doing things, for not doing what he has commanded us to do. But we don't have any objectively good reasons for not doing that. So, in the modern world, we tend to think in a very kind of anti-authoritarian way. And I don't want to just speak about America, because I'm from America, but I know there's plenty of other countries with plenty of people that also feel the same way. You said, actually, I don't think I should be playing this on Xbox. I need my PC because I can't see very well far away. Yeah, I had the same problem in my living room when I was, like, if I sit on the couch with my TV screen, I can't see well enough. I have to sit at a desk with the monitor right up close. So feel free to switch if you want. That's no problem at all. I don't know if you want to finish. Well, actually, I guess we just finished that match, so let me back us out. And you can go switch to your PC. So in the modern world, we tend to think in an anti-authoritarian way. And we simply don't want to follow the rules or suggestions of those in power. Now, that's not true of everybody, but it is true of a lot of people, and you can see various cultural movements in that direction throughout the world. So, as I said earlier on in the discussion, we have to recognize that humans with power are still human beings, and as untouchable as they may seem to us, they are still human and therefore still make mistakes, and abuses of power can and will occur. I don't think that should be a controversial point for anybody, really. When it comes to God, we can't think of his intent for our lives as a set of rules, even though we do have a responsibility to obey his commands. Rather, we should think of it in these terms. He died for us so we could have the fullness of life. He died for us so that we could be with him, so that chasm that was created between us and him by our own sin and rebellion could be closed. And who wouldn't want to repay that with gratitude? If you knew that you committed a sin, you did something wrong, and you were going to go to prison for 100 years because of it, and someone else said, I'm going to take the blame for what you did, I'm going to go to prison for 100 years instead of you, and they went ahead and went to prison for 100 years instead of you, the natural thing is that we would want to express gratitude for the person that sacrificed their life, their well-being, to be in prison for 100 years instead of us. So the parallel is true in the case of Jesus, that he died for something that he didn't do wrong. He died for things that we did wrong, and thereby erased that sin so that we could be counted as righteous. So as a believer myself, I look at what Jesus did as a sacrifice for me, and a reason to be grateful and want to live out my life glorifying him for what he's done for me. So say what you will about Christianity or your perception of Christianity, that is one of the most fundamental things as a Christian that is so important, and as a non-Christian to look at and recognize and say, yeah, that actually is a core tenet of what they believe. So Red, you said that's correct. Man to man, we are all the same. So mistakes happen. Yes, and that's part of what I'm trying to say. That we do all make mistakes. We do all have a sin nature. We're all fallen, and so we are in need of redemption of some kind. So are you a Christian? Yes, I am a Christian, Red. You spelled it almost right. It's usually if you flip the I and the A. I imagine that was probably just a typo when you wrote it. That's fine. No worries. I make typos on the computer all the time. My keyboard started drifting, so when I send work messages, I'll say like, this needs to be done by X date, and date will have like 3 T's because my keyboard drifts. That's probably because I've gamed with it a lot, and I've also spilled coffee on it twice and spilled milk on it a couple of times, so I think the keys are starting to get a bit sticky. So fundamentally, who wouldn't, if someone made that sacrifice for you, setting aside the argument of whether it was true that Jesus did that, which of course I do believe it was true, but setting that aside for just a moment, if we assume for the sake of discussion that it is true that he did that for us, then who wouldn't want to repay that with gratitude? Who wouldn't want to live out their life in gratitude? I don't know if you guys have seen Saving Private Ryan, but there's there's a really powerful scene at the end of the movie, and I won't spoil the plot as best I can, I guess, if you haven't seen it, but there's a moment at the end of the movie where the man that saved Private Ryan, the main the guy that's saved by the platoon of soldiers that came after him, is at the grave site of several of the men that sacrificed their life to come save him. And he's in tears and comes there. I think the movie leaves the impression that he comes there frequently, or at least a couple times a year, to pay his respects. And he is in tears, and he walks over to his wife and he says, "Tell me I've lived a good life." And what's always been powerful about that scene, and by the way, Saving Private Ryan is one of my favorite movies of all time, for so many reasons. But what's so powerful about that scene is that he recognizes that there was a sacrifice made for him, and that people died so that he could live, and that his life is now an extension of that sacrifice. And he doesn't hold that begrudgingly. He's not angered by it. He doesn't have resentment towards the men that sacrificed. He has a sense of deep love and respect and honor and gratitude for what they did. And I think that that's, just from a secular standpoint, that's probably the closest I can get in terms of trying to draw a parallel in the human world to what Jesus has done for us. So ultimately, to wrap up this fourth response, God deserves everything. We deserve nothing. We were the ones that sinned. We were the ones that rebelled. And ultimately, God, through his free gift of grace, the sacrifice of his son, has given us a way out. So if we choose to reject that, that's on us. And if we choose to accept it, it's not by our own credit or our own merit that we achieve that righteousness. It's by God's grace. So that those four responses I intend to be sort of a broad overview of the response to the idea that hey, I just want to live my own life and I don't want anybody else to tell me how to live it. Because I think that objection ultimately fails for a variety of reasons, and I hope I showed what some of those reasons are. Of course, we could discuss this further, and would be happy to discuss it further for however long I'm on tonight and in future streams. But that's the main crux of what I wanted to talk about tonight. So thanks for being patient as I laid out those arguments, and look forward to hearing what you guys say in the comments. As you said, Red, great movie, my favorite. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan is a phenomenal movie, timeless. My only regret with that movie is that I didn't see it earlier in my life. I saw it for the very first time in college. Actually, I think it might have been senior year of high school, maybe.
Incoming wave at the drill.
So one thing I'm learning to do better on this channel is to multitask while talking. So talking and playing at the same time. And I think you guys, last round was, perhaps suffered a little bit because of that. So I promise now that we're done with the discussion part of the stream, I'm going to promise to try to win us some matches here.
Hostiles inbound at the steps. Portals up. Go take them out. Portals up. Go look them in the eyes. Allies headed to the other side. Half pint taken, headed to the other side.
Whoa, okay.
Your invaders back with 2 kills under their belt.
I don't know if you guys have felt the same way, but it's always seemed like enemies hit way harder in Gambit than they do in any other game mode. Especially Scorn.
Summon that primeval.
It's always felt like a bug to me, but I think it's intentional. Because Bungie's never said anything about it.
Target's running. Get it.
I know people have complained about it before.
Kill the envoys, then bring the house down. Envoys 8. Now devour that primeval. Invader on the field. Careful.
They're not on the. They're coming in on the left side. They just supered.
Invader's gone. Get him next time.
coming in from the left again. Looping around the back.
Enemy invader is down. You can breathe.
Nice.
Invader inbound. Enemy invader is down. You can breathe. You made that look
Nice job.
nice work. They're gonna talk about that fight all the way over in the Tangled Shore. So it's a tough.
Let's see, so did I get anything actually good from that? I got a sidearm that's 2 higher levels. Great. So we'll go one more, and then I'm gonna tap out for the night. I gotta go to sleep and wake up early tomorrow. I do work full time, but my son is sick. He's been sick for the last week and a half or so, and so he's gonna be home from daycare, and I have to spend the morning, or have to, but also get to. Spend the morning with him, so I don't want to be super tired for that. I got nothing good from the last 2 games. Yeah, I think the one drop, that was the only thing that I got that was even remotely worth it.
Ding. Scorn approaching. Let's be bad guys. I don't scare, but when it comes to the scorn, I bring an extra gun just in case. All right, hold on to something. Drop those targets, take the moats, and bank them.
Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate that. And sorry that you're also sick. Is it just if you don't mind me asking, is it just a seasonal kind of cold flu type thing?
Hostiles inbound and stay. Incoming wave at the drill.
Yeah, just a cold. Okay. Well, I'm glad it's not something more serious. But I know how annoying those can be.
Dive with a medium block. That'll keep them busy. Portals up. Go take them out. Your allies invading the other side.
I thought one of the interesting things about COVID the last year and a half is that whenever people get sick or show any of the symptoms that are associated with COVID, that people immediately ask, "Oh, you have COVID, or do you think you have COVID?" And most people will say, "I don't know," because they didn't necessarily get a test right away. And then so like it just feels like we've kind of forgotten that a regular regular colds and flus are still a thing. Although I know the flu has gone way down. Like the number of flu cases last year was really low.
Portal's prime. Go make it. Call your captain. You're close. Bang! Summon that primeval. Your allies invading the other side.
Like I've had 2 or 3 colds since the pandemic started last year, and to my knowledge, I haven't gotten COVID a single time.
Your invaders down, but they scored 2 kills. Not bad. Primeval's here. Kill it and win it. Invaders here. Brace yourself. The invaders down. Next. Primeval compromised. Take it out. Watch your back. Invader incoming.
So I don't know. I wasn't keeping track of who's been invading from our team, but whoever has been doing a fantastic job.
Get him next time.
This game is not even remotely close.
Watch your back. Invader incoming. Sometimes I forget who killed a god or two.
Sweet, nice job, guys. All right, so that's going to be it for me.
I promise
Uh,
I'll do something special.
Really appreciate you guys jumping on board, especially with someone that's low level like me. But I got you guys in my friends list, so next time I'm on, I'll look for you guys. Always more fun to play with people. Oops. Oh, I got a 1276 sidearm. Alright. Alright, cool. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and drop off now. Gonna close close the books on this stream. But so as far as my schedule goes, I usually stream Mondays through Thursdays, starting around 9:30 or 10 Pacific time, and I usually go to around midnight. I don't stream Friday through Sunday. I really wish I could stream for more hours, but between work and family stuff and other responsibilities, I don't have the time to do that. So I'm pretty much a night owl when it comes to streaming. So you'll find me on both YouTube and Twitch. I do dual stream. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and dip out of the fire team and close up shop. So thanks for coming out, for participating in the discussion, and I'm planning to be on, see, tomorrow's Thursday, so yeah, I should be on targeting around 9:30. So I'll be playing more Destiny 2 tomorrow night. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow night. God bless. Take care, guys. Oh, I just got your comment before I logged off. Mayubi had to charge my phone. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I was just actually saying my goodbyes for the stream for the night. And so if you missed it, I was just mentioning that my schedule, I stream Monday through Thursday nights around 9:30. Sometimes it's more like 10 until midnight Pacific time. We do discussions every night. I'm going to be playing Destiny tomorrow night and probably for at least the next week or two. There's so much to catch up on. I didn't realize how much I had fallen behind. So really loving kind of where the game's at now. So I'll probably be sinking some good time into it. But I was mentioning to earlier as well, in case you missed it, that I'm thankful for you guys jumping in, helping me level up, and just one of the things that's always been cool about the Destiny community is people's willingness to help and just play together. So, yeah, thanks for coming out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night.